folks, welcome to Guitar Daily. It's Nick Granville coming to you from Wellington, New Zealand. Today I thought I'd talk about funk guitar, and there's three main things that I see people doing wrong all the time, and here's how we're going to fix them, right? These are common issues that I see with people and their playing. Now, when I say I see these in people, I don't see them with the highest level players. The highest level players of this music, these issues have been ironed out already. They've kind of got around them. It's generally more with the beginner to intermediate level players. And all of them are easy to fix, so let's work on it, eh? So, let's take a simple chord, D7 sharp 9. Something like that, right? Common chord in funk music, or a D9. Either one of those two. Let's go sharp 9. So, 5, 4, 5, 6. The Hendrix chord, in other words, right? I'm going to put a metronome on. And one of the big problems I see with a lot of people when they're kind of new to funk music is like rushing the beat. They're getting ahead of it, and it makes the whole thing kind of feel a little, you know what I mean? Dragging can be a problem too, but rushing tends to be a bigger problem. I'd rather someone dragged than someone rushed. Although, I'd rather they just played in time, generally, and in the groove. But I'll put a metronome on. You'll hear that. Right, so that's in the and on top of the click, right? Now I'm going to play ahead of it. It feels awful to do. Like, that's really hard to do, but some people do it without thinking. They've got this idea that they're to get the energy happening in the music, they've got to be right up on the beat, instead of just being super relaxed about it. So how do you work on it? Well, first you've got to be aware of it, right? If you're not aware of it, you can't fix something you're not aware of. So first thing, be aware of it. The second thing I would say is, like, video yourself, right? Put your click on, set up a video like this, and just video yourself and be really critical about yourself, right? Go, am I dragging? Am I rushing? Like, all that kind of stuff. For me, the biggest thing that helped my tone, the biggest thing that helped me with my time was doing sessions. I remember going into the studio and playing for people, TV themes and all those sort of things. Back when there used to be a lot of that work around. You know, I was in the studio 3-4 times a week in other people's studios doing this stuff. And we'd be in there and I'd be playing stuff and I thought, gee, I thought it was happening, and then nope. In those days too, we didn't have cell phones, and people didn't have cell phones in their pockets, so, you know, I was 19, 20 years old, so we're talking 25 years ago. It was early days of that stuff. So, but now you can record yourself easily, whereas I had to go into a studio to do that. And I thought my groove was happening, and it wasn't, right? And so, kind of have to fix it, right? So fix it by being aware of it, put a metronome on, be super critical about where you're playing within the beat. Always aim, I remember touring with Dave Weckl, and Weckl said that, not meaning to name drop, it's just that makes sense to the story if I don't use his name. But Weckl was saying that there is no back of the beat or ahead of the beat. There's only where the groove is. And that's always stayed with me, right? So if the groove is a back of the beat kind of groove, like something that's kind of sitting on the back side of the beat, then that's now where the time is, right? So even if you play up on the beat and the groove is meant to be back, you're now rushing. And you could make the argument, well, I'm playing on the beat, but you're still rushing because it's where the groove is. Like if it's something like... something like that is real kind of lopey, or a blues thing. One of those sort of things, right? Is real lopey back of the beat kind of groove, right? So biggest one is rushing. That's one of the biggest problems I hear. Metronome to fix it is a good one, right? Because it's going to go a long way. So if I put a groove on like this, metronome on. A lot of times people think just putting the metronome on in the background is going to fix the problem. It doesn't. What you want to do is take accountability for your own sense of where the groove is. So that's 106. Let's go half of that will be roughly 52, 53. Let's go 53. It'll be exactly half. Some things don't always divide in half. In this case it does, so we're good. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've taken the same groove and I played that. I even noticed that I rushed the beginning of that. Like the first bar, I felt like I was a little up on it and I just had to kind of edge it back. So what I do often is I put the metronome on, and that's the click on 1 and 3, right? 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Let's put the click on 2 and 4, right? Easy way to do that is go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, So that's the click now on 2 and 4, which feels a bit more like I want to swing it with that kind of groove, but you get the idea. So that's the first one, is rushing the beat is one of the biggest problems. The second thing I would say is being too busy. I see a lot of people when they play funk music, they're like, I'll play a faster tempo because it'll make more sense. Something like this, where it's just unrelenting. There's nothing to kind of let that breathe, right? And that's a common problem with beginner funk players, right? Better thing to do is, if you're going to get this going, sure, that's fine, but go. It's not. All right, I'm letting a little bit of breath in it. I'm also adding some accents on the scratches, right? So it's not just becoming this static thing, right? But play less, right? And try and make more with less notes is always a good thing in music, right? Even just something like that. At the right place, time kind of slide like that can just sort of, sometimes all you need for a whole bar is just a little slide like that. Or variation, right? Like I'm going from like a chordal thing to a little bubblegum mute part, like. And then the bubblegum mute part kind of will blend in with the song, and the chord bit will kind of be the bit that jumps out a little bit. So now it's we've got some variation in it. That brings me to my third point about mistakes that people make with playing funk music. And that's too much variety, right? We want some variety because otherwise things get boring, but there's too much variation, right? If I go. There's absolutely nothing to latch onto. That's just a whole lot of garbage if you ask me, right? When you play like that, it just becomes too much. I'd much rather just hear somebody go. Right? Just something like that. They're just kind of. It's a repetitive pattern. It's something, when you've repeated something and you've got it sitting just in the right place, is when people start doing this. And they don't know they're doing it, but the groove has got them, right? That's when you've really hit it, right? So to me, that's kind of one of the things, is just don't vary it too much. Find a place, stay there for a while. And it has this hypnotic thing with people, Something like that, right? Just creates a vibe, right? That's kind of, to me, about what it's all about. So I hope those three things help. So the not rushing the beat, not being too busy, and not too much variation, right? Those are three things that will take your funk playing from being like a beginner to an intermediate level to the next level up, right? Hope this has been useful. If it has, please subscribe. My name's Nick Granville. I'm a Wellington, New Zealand-based session musician. Recording artist. I've made 6 albums. You can get them online. If you go to Bandcamp, there's my latest album, which I did in Los Angeles. You can get it for free. Go and download it. It's my gift to you, I guess. I'm really proud of that album. I've played on about 50 other albums of other people, maybe more now. A load of TV, a load of theatre shows. Everything I'm doing is coming from my pro experience of playing this. This is all I do. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. I will see you tomorrow. Cheers.